So that was forever if. Now let's look at these conditions here. So one says if, and it requires the operator there obviously, and another code block says if and an operator, and there's also another condition within the if saying if else. So if the condition is satisfied, the code blocks here would be run. If the condition does not satisfy, then the set of code blocks under the else would be executed. Now let's go check this out. I'll put the if block here, and let's say, well, there needs to be something changing. So what we will do here is when the enter key is pressed, or when the green flag is pressed, we would say motion, and we would use something here. Actually, we will go and get the forever loop, and we put the forever loop there, and what happens in motion is moves 10 steps. Let's just make it one step. Okay, so we will say here if, and put an operator, x position, if x position is greater than, let us say 1, if x position is, now the x position is negative 146 and keeps moving one step forward, moves one step because that's 90 direction. If x position is greater than 1, it becomes, or let's say greater than 0. What happens is we would say here change x by, actually change y by negative 1. So I will put this condition here. I'll delete this. I will actually go to the control and get this if condition here. If x position greater than 0, I would say rather less than 0, move one step. Otherwise, change y by negative 1. Okay, what happens is from this code, this cat is going to keep moving to the right until its position becomes more than 0. Well, once its position becomes, the x position becomes more than 0, it stops moving. Instead, its y changes to negative 1 and keeps falling down. Let us even see if this is going to work or not. So when it is going now to the right and becomes 0 here, and there we go, and continuously it's going down. So again we will check this out. Keeps going there, going down. Oh yeah, goes to right and then goes down. Let's go again, check this out. Press the green key, or I'll just press the enter, or I'll click here. Started moving to the right because x is less than 0. Once the x position became 0, because 0 is not greater than 0, it keeps going. So if the condition is satisfied, if this condition is satisfied, this set of code blocks are executed. If this condition is not met, which means 0, when x becomes 0, 0 is not greater than 0, or 0 is not less than 0, it keeps moving down. Another easy way to use this if condition, say for example, if here, right? Now I have put this cat here, then I would actually bring up another random sprite here, which is sprite 2. Okay, I am now going to change his position like that to 45 degrees, and I would actually change the position of the cat to 45 degrees as well. right, forever. What I wanted it to do is move one step, and I will say if on edge bounce. I'll just press enter and see what code has to do. It keeps moving forward, and when it touches the edges, it bounces back and changes the direction. So it keeps going. I'll just make this one here 10 steps so that it goes a bit faster. So it keeps going like that. So I haven't used the if condition yet. I will delete this sprite actually. Sprite 2, delete. Now I will go create a new sprite. We'll make a simple silly game, and I would pour this color, and that's my sprite 2. Okay, when I press enter, this cat keeps moving really very quickly. Make it a bit slower. I'll say 3 steps. It keeps moving 3 steps. Okay, now what's the idea is we need to move the dot away from the cat. In order to do that, what we will do is we'll give a control here. When the up arrow is pressed, we will say change y by 10. When down arrow key is pressed, change y by -10. Same thing, duplicate this. I just went and deleted it. When the down arrow key is pressed, it will be -10. That's for the up arrow for 10, and -10 is the down arrow. I'll go duplicate this again. When I press the right arrow key, I will have to change my x by 10. So I'll delete this, which means it's going to keep moving to the right. And again, duplicate this. So the left arrow, it moves by -10. Should move by -10. Now let's try the so I'm just trying to avoid the cat. Right. So I'm just trying to avoid the cat. But I can make these codes because I was going to use the if condition. Here, we'll just make a score, make a variable score. Right? It says for all sprites. You can simply say for sprite 1, but for now I'm just going to say for all sprites. So my score is 0. Okay, I would say then here control, when clicked, I'll say forever. I will say if. This is where I'm actually going to use some of the codes from the sensing section. So I'm going to use this touching. Okay, if touching sprite 1, I want the ball to bounce away from there. So I would say change y by 20 and change x by 10. If it touches, so it just moves away from there. And we would say broadcast something. Broadcast new, I'll say score. When I receive score, just say change score by 1. So here, from these codes, what happens is if you're pressing the up, down, right, left arrow keys, this dot keeps moving. But if it touches the sprite 1, what happens is it broadcasts score and it moves away from the cat. Right. And once it broadcasts score here, the score will go by 1 and you can see. I'm going to go press enter and I will keep avoiding the cat. So look at that. Score has changed to 9 so far. Touch twice. Because it's such a huge dot and then it is not random. It is just the cat is able to touch the dot again and again, so the score is moving up. So see here, we are using the if condition for the sprite. So if it is touching something, and set of codes are run. So this can be the if condition is taken advantage. These codes are taking advantage of the if condition here and trying to set some value to the score. That's about the if condition and if then else. Now let's look at the wait until. Alright. So we're gonna go and make it wait for something. Okay, so let's see what this wait until does. I put some codes here. I will set this code to 0. Now my score is 0. If my score becomes more than 10, I want this red dot to keep changing its colors. So wait until the score is greater than 10. But once the score becomes greater than 10, forever change the color. Let's see how this is going to work out. President, and I'm moving I'm moving the blue dot away, and see my scores are not going up. Now it's 5, 7. Let's see if this is going to change the colors. It is 10. As you see, 10 is not equal to 10. Has to be more than 10. As soon as that has changed, the color keeps changing. So that is pretty much about wait until. So you're saying it to, hey, wait until the score becomes greater than 10. But once it becomes greater than 10, execute these set of codes. I'll again rerun that program there. I will set the score to 0. The score is set to 0, and I will start playing the game. I press enter. The cat starts moving. I will try to avoid the cat, and if the cat touches the blue dot, my score goes up. It's kicking continuously, and it took up the score up to 12, and which is greater than 10, and the color is now changing. Alright, so that is about wait until something to be done, and once that is completed, now once that condition is satisfied, the codes would be executed. But until then, until the score is not 10, this set of codes won't be executed. Repeat. Okay, now I would say here a new set of codes. I will say repeat until duplicate score less than 20. Right. Until the score is less than 20, I would want something to be happening. And that would be, I would put this into the cat. I'll get rid of it here. We'll go back to the cat. Repeat until the score is less than 20. Let's first go back to this set of codes here. Set the score to 0. Go back to my cat sprite here. Repeat until score is less than 20. I will change the looks, change color effect by 1. So I'll actually say here 10, which means until the score reaches 10, the cat keeps changing its color. But once the score becomes 10,